Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're going to be reviewing,
Twin Peaks.
yeah, the revival, the first episode. Um, for some reason, I thought it was on Netflix.
No, it's on like Showtime, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I was way under the impression it was on like Netflix. So you had the kind of old school intro thing. I thought that was cool. It was very, very kind of retro. This was way trippy.
Yeah.
It's interesting as well because I was thinking, like, to be honest, nothing happened in the first half hour.
No, not at all.
Because I made note of that while I was watching it, and I was thinking, I don't want to give myself credit and stuff like that and pat myself on the back, but to kind of watch something that you have to like get into something as it were that you haven't seen before, and to literally have the patience to sit through like half hour of nothing. That's
Yeah,
like,
it takes a lot, and that's it's David Lynch's thing. I haven't really seen it either. I saw the pilot about 10 years ago and got confused as hell,
I
and then dropped out. All I knew really about Twin Peaks was Laura Palmer. Her dad kind of did it, except her dad was
possessed
overtaken,
by Bob.
right? And I knew at the end of the show, Kyle MacLachlan's character Cooper gets trapped somewhere, and then they did a movie which was like a prequel, and so people never found out what happened to him.
Yeah, I know there's a doppelganger as well, right? Because
Yeah.
that's it. Kind of ended on kind of wherever him being trapped in like the Black Lodge, is it?
Hmm.
I think that's basically where he is now in the room, and that was kind of the first little bit of it was kind of cool because we had like it was real weird because I was thinking, is there something wrong with my earphones? Because when they were like talking, and like it was real, they were talking real weird. One
Yeah.
thing I noticed as well, whether this is me being crazy, but not one single like through the whole thing, both the first two episodes, not one person spoke over another person.
What do you mean?
Like literally, I'll say something now, and you like I'll be like, "Oh, the weather was nice today," and there's always like about a second pause, and then the next person would talk, and not one person like say you say something now,
Okay.
and then I just like not one time, not one of that. It was really really weird. I was watching it and I was like, not one person's like interjected over another person. It's like literally they've sat and like I've said something and the next person waits about 2 seconds, and then they say their line, and then it was just like it kind of felt that in itself was kind of weird because I was sitting there thinking, am I imagining that, or is literally like no one talking over anyone else? It felt really staged. It felt like literally like kind of weird. I don't know whether that was what they were going for, but
Who knows with this show? Everything's weird.
yeah. So I mean, you had like generally when it's in the Black Lodge or the kind of funny room with the floor and the red curtains, like you basically had like characters from the old show pop up. I mean, the one I recognised like right off the bat was like the giant who was in the after he got shot in season like the first episode of season 2 he was shot, and like the giant was like helping him out wherever he was, so I recognised him. So yeah, so first off, there's like that young kid, and it's like sitting in it. This is what kind of I was sitting there like watching it, and I was thinking this is kind of weird. But like, there's a kid sitting on a sofa in like this kind of loft apartment, like looking at like a glass box, and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was just literally sitting there, like no interaction, no nothing. And then he goes about his business. He takes like the thing out, puts it in the cupboard, and then sits down. And it did that about 3 times, and I was thinking, what's
The thing
going?
is, a kid. He's not a kid, is he? He's about what, 23, 24?
Yeah, come on, he's not 40, is it? So yeah,
Well, yeah, but he's not a kid.
okay, a young man then, and he
Yeah.
was just like staring at the box, and I was just thinking, like, is anything gonna happen? And it was kind of like that for the first like half hour. There was like really like there's just a bunch of kind of random events for the first half hour, none of which like being explained or none of which kind of whatever. So I think from there,
I guess it's about before we get into it. I guess I have no idea, but I assume it's about introducing everyone in the town again.
yeah, but it wasn't though. Because yeah, there was kind of, you had the two guys at the hotel, and like I can't remember but the guy who was growing weed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I thought he was funny, and his brother, I guess, I think that's his brother. They were on the original show. Them two were kind of cool. Then you had the kind of chubby guy going into the police station for insurance, and it turns out there's two with like sheriffs with the same name. It's like, I'm here to see like whoever, and it turns out she's like, which one? One's I think out of town and the other one's fishing, so it didn't really matter. And like, but everything else was happening elsewhere. Like in South Dakota, stuff was going on, and like elsewhere, stuff was going on. So I think the doppelganger guy with the long hair, I think his Bob. His
you think
Bob.
he's Bob? Bob the
Well,
killer Bob?
yeah. Well, he's the kind of doppelganger, and I swear he was like possessed by him or whatever. So he's kind of going around like doing stuff, because I was thinking, oh, is that Agent Cooper or whatever? And I was thinking his hair's a bit long. Um, so yeah, that's a doppelganger, and Dale's been missing for like 24 years apparently. So they ain't seen hiding a hair of him, and they kind of mention it as well, because there's a kid who ain't seen him either. And it's like, oh, he disappeared like right after.
Yeah, so the end of the show, right?
Yeah, the kid was born, and we ain't seen him for 24 years. So yeah, with this kind of glass box, and then you got Tracy, I think her name was, her showing up with the coffee, and you got like the security guard sitting there, and it's like, oh, it's top secret, you're not allowed in here. And she was like, oh, okay, then bye. And she kind of, it
Yeah,
was,
that confused me because I thought at first like she was just using him to get in the room,
mm,
but then she seemed to actually be into him.
yeah, I, it's like I'm interested in the sense that, right, this guy's watching the room. It's like, does he have like a shift or go home, or how does he know this girl? For this girl to like just be turning up and like hanging out or whatever, or like bringing him coffee and stuff like that. It's like, but apparently like that kind of gets explained a little later on, because there was like his task with watching it to see if anything appears, and like there was a guy before him who did it, and he saw something and I guess quit something in the box, so that's why he's got the job. So I guess he had a life beforehand, and that's his friend from there. And then she just pops up and sees him like, oh, you got this job, because I guess he kind of must live there. But it's like, yeah, because he's got all the cameras set up, or maybe not, I don't know. So he goes back to kind of sitting and watching the box.
No, because he tells her that he's going to drop in tomorrow,
Yeah.
so he must leave.
No, she says to him she's going to drop by tomorrow.
No, but he says he'll drop by the on his way in.
Oh, okay then.
So
Yeah,
whether like there's someone else that takes over when he's not there, or I don't know how that works, but he
yeah,
must leave.
yeah, that's what I mean. Well, that's not what I mean, because that's obviously not what I said, but I feel you. Um, so yeah, and then and then we go off somewhere else, because it was kind of, that's in New York, and then you got stuff going on in South Dakota. So I mean, you saw a couple flashes, I guess, of the people of Twin Peaks, where it's kind of like, look, these people are still dotted about, but really like none of it was set in town. um, so then we go to like,
Wasn't there a lady?
yeah, that's what I'm
I,
getting to now, but I'm trying to figure out how she was introduced. Like the lady with the cat. So, and there's a weird smell coming from like
yeah,
a neighbor or whatever. So she rings the police, and the police comes up, and she's like the most annoying woman like ever. Because she's like, oh, have you got a key? Because I was thinking, I was expecting him to like kick it down, but no, apparently you have to like because they call her locksmith, and then she's like, "Oh, isn't there like a key with like a manager or something?" And she's like, "Yeah, but I think he's out of town. But I guess you could get the key off the brother, but the brother's not about. But maybe you could call his friend or get hold of his friend." And it's like, "Oh, but I don't think he's not about." But his brother's friend is like friends with like the janitor, I guess, who's like downstairs.
Yeah.
So they go downstairs and the guy's like freaking out, like, "Oh, what do you want going on about this guy?" And he ends up a little later like in a phone call with the guy, and he's like got a bag or something, and it's like, "Yo, you're not having it, blah blah blah, you're calling the police on me." So whatever he's up to, I don't know. So yeah, and then eventually she just turns up and she's like, "Oh yeah, so sometimes I water the flowers when she's out of town." She's like, "Just got this key," and it's like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
the
quirky as hell they went through that entire blabber. Like any other show, the cops will just kick the door in.
mm, you
And
know
so they
what I mean?"
finally get it and go in, and then so the woman's dead,
Yeah.
right? There's a head there, but the body belongs to some bloke.
Yeah, we don't. Well, that weren't revealed. We just saw the kind of head in the bed, and then all the kind of police officers come up and stuff like that, and then eventually, like they like take the quilt off, and then you see like the fat body, with all the kind of like the sheet was all red and stuff like that, and it looked gnarly. I was trying to figure out how she was dead because her eye was all messed up, and I was thinking has she been popped through the eye or whatever. But yeah, so then they kind of run the prints. They identified the head as the woman. I think her name was Ruth or something. But they couldn't identify the rest of the body, but it belonged to a man. And there was no prints except this one person's print who's like, "Oh, big deal, it's the principal of like the school." And it's like,
Mm.
"Oh, big shock, big shock." So they go round to the house, and then the wife was annoying because the wife was like, she kind of calls him and he comes out, and then he gets arrested and kind of carted off, and she's like, "Yeah, but we're having dinner with like the Coopers or whatever." Oh wait, not the Coopers. I think I'm just getting confused with the main guy's name. So yeah, "Oh, we're having dinner with whoever," and it's just like,
Mhm.
who cares? You know what I mean? It's being carted off.
Oh yeah, but I think it's their entire thing is kind of Lynch's pop at the whole like white picket fence crap, right? Because they project the idea they're a happy family, but really, as we're about to find out, they are not.
Oh God. Well, that's the second episode.
Is it? Oh, don't. I'll get confused, which is weird.
Yeah, so they kind of. I'm trying to think if anything else happens. I'm trying to think. Is this the one where the log lady's in it? And she's the actress is like dead now, but apparently she recorded the scenes in 2015. But do you know the woman who rang up like the deputy chief? And I
Is he
think
the Native American guy?
yeah, I think he is. I think he's in Twin Peaks.
I think that's part two, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think so, because I think they called beforehand where you got the log lady and she's like, "Oh, Dale Cooper's missing, look into it, blah blah blah." I think that must have come up because I mean, in the hour that must have come up. So, so yeah, you have that, and then we go back to the box thing, and then like the security guard's gone, and he goes and looks in the toilet and is not there. So then they go into the room, and then they're sitting there, and then they start macking out and what can only be described as heavy petting.
She's a fast mover, isn't she?
Yeah, it's not a bad thing in that
Sure. Not for
situation.
that guy.
So yeah, I'd be like, see, I was watching it and I was thinking he shouldn't have melted. He should have carried on because like the box starts going like black, and then you see this weird like alien, naked alien looking thing like humanoid because obviously you saw woman's breast. I was
A
gonna
woman's breast.
I was gonna say genitalia, but I don't think that was.
No,
That's like whatever.
that's not
So yeah,
anatomically
you
correct.
see that, then it starts slapping on the glass, and he's like freaking out. I'd just be like, look, to pretend nothing's happening. She turns around, she's like, oh my god, and then it smashes the glass and just mullers them. I thought that was good. That was, but literally it like took half hour for that to happen, and then I was like, oh okay, then like finally something's kind of happening, and then as abrupt as it happened, it was like just back to like nothing happening.
Yeah, that thing, but that scene of them dying like carried on for a while, though, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't particularly gory, but like the shot just lasted.
Mm. So
But yes, then we're back to
yeah, Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
so it's
Oh,
called.
it's weird that I mean, look, he doesn't look old. It's perfectly fine, but it's weird that he's playing these like dad roles now, though.
Mm. Um, I mean, he acted well, so yeah, they were kind of they sweat him for half hour, and then they go in there and are like interrogating him, and it's like, yo, do you know this woman? And it's like, nah. Uh, and it's like, have you been here? And it's like, no. And it's like, well, um, your prints are all over the place. And then they show like the officers like turn up with the warrant, and it's like they're going around searching. They just like forget going around the house. I was thinking they're blatantly gonna find something, but like instead of like going through the house and stuff like that, they go to the car. They open up the car. They pick up like a box, and then like randomly on the in the boot of the car, like you see like I guess a piece of skin in there, which is like really kind of well. I'd say it was random, but bear in mind there's like two bodies. I mean, the guy gave like a kind of perfect alibi, I guess. That is like he does this and he does this and there's no time. And then they kind of, when he kind of fell apart a bit, which I thought was a good thing. The good scene in the interrogation thing is like, oh, when you came back from the meeting on Friday, how long did it take you to get home? And it's like, oh, however long. And it's like, does it take you that long to come home normally? How long does it take you to come home normally? And it was just like, uh, uh, and then it was like, I took my assistant home. It's like, oh yeah, you're full of it, man.
Hmm.
So yeah, it kind of ended with the random piece of skin on the thing.
Is that
Let's
the end of part one?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the first episode, really. But like each episode's called like it's like Twin Peaks: The Return, and like each episode is part one, part two, part three, all the way through. So yeah, what happened? How did you feel? Let's talk
Well,
numbers.
to be honest, I don't really want to give it a number until we do the second part because to me it just all flowed into one. But I didn't really know what was
Well,
happening.
well,
I was kind of wondering when it was going to get going, but I still liked it.
yeah. Okay, I won't give it. We'll give it a number in part two, but I mean we kind of run through it. But yeah, I was like really kind of. I think the first kind of half hour and bits like that was kind of like for the fans in the sense that there were a lot of like kind of threw in characters from the old show, but I know there's like a lot of new characters coming in, so I'm thinking, are they going to play a bigger role in like the story and stuff like that, and like are they going to actually end up going back to Twin Peaks or whatever, or wherever it's set, because really it's kind of feels like it's set all over the place, not actually in Twin Peaks. um, so yeah, I thought the kind of Black Lodge scenes were kind of cool with like the weird talking and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. It was atmospheric. It was very as opposed to visual. It was is very kind of audio, whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, um, until like that little bit. But really, it's like there was just that little flash of them getting killed, and then that was kind of it really, and then we kind of switched over to finding the body, and then we kind of went from there. But yeah, I mean it wasn't bad. I mean I enjoyed it. I mean once kind of things started going and like threads started to appear, it was quite good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to part two when we get to it, but I think when you put them together, it works fine. If this was an episode on its own, I'm not sure I'd be as satisfied as I am.
hmm So yeah, I'm Sam,
No, I'm not.
and that is our review for the part one of, well, episode one of Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks, but
Yeah,